have been a tough sell at the time. I read that the school got sent a fake script with a fake ending.
Yeah, of course.
Because they wouldn't have tolerated
Well,
it.
at the end of the movie, for those that haven't seen it, because they shoot all the parents a la Columbine, but it really isn't, because it's rather more poetic than that, and it's not, it's a fantasy, and it's not real. But, you know, what can I say? Of course, in America, they always take it one step further, you know, and actually
Very
do it.
literal-minded here.
Yeah, yeah, there's a real lack of irony.
Yes.
It's amazing. Well, when you are the richest country in the world and you have everything, a sense of irony is hard to find. If you go to Poland, oh my God, then you'll get a sense of irony.
We can afford to be stupid. I want to talk about the reaction at the time, because obviously now you couldn't make such a thing without people being horrified at a Columbine context. But at the time, this was a counterculture thing, and it was in the 60s. Can you kind of explain that for people?
Look, I'll tell you, it was one of the most dramatic things that ever happened in my life, way more than Clockwork Orange. It was seismic in my life, because it took me from, you know, playing small parts in the theater to being a movie star overnight. And you know, I was just one of the guys, the leader of this trio, who bucked the system, who were the rebels, if you like. But the thing is that I worked with a genius of a director, and let's not forget that you know, I would have been happy to do a Hammer horror film. The right crowd for that.
I love you in Hammer horror.
Yeah, but you know, I got to work with this genius called Lindsay Anderson, who was one of the most amazing people I've ever met and will likely ever meet. He was a Scot, Anderson. They like to say he was a Scot, although he was a pure and utter Englishman right through and through, and went to a public school and all this. His father was a major general in the English army stationed in India, and he was an extraordinary man, very well educated, went to Oxford, got a first in masters, classics, Greek, you know, whatever. And so it was like working with an Oxford Don. The thing about Lindsay was that he was a rebel, he was an anarchist. I said to him, there was an election coming up, I said, are you going to vote Conservative or Labour, which is the same as Democrat and Republican? And he said, I don't care for any of them much. He said, I hope the whole fucking lot come down. Yeah, basically. I went, really? My God, you know, let's not be so extreme here.
What did he see in you? Why did he choose you for that?
I think he just liked my go fuck yourself attitude. I don't know.
And that comes across.
Yes, well, it's something I hope I never lose.
So, you are well known for collaborating with Anderson and Stanley Kubrick, but wasn't Anderson more of a mentor to you?
Yes, he was more of a friend, and he was somebody whose opinion I regarded very highly, and you know, I loved the man. I mean, he was so complex and so, and we had such sparkling rows, but brilliant intellectual argument, push, and make you really think about things in a different way and look at things outside of the box, you know.
I don't think people, at least in the States, know nearly as much about him as about Kubrick.
Well, Kubrick, of course, made world-class movies that are extraordinary, and you can't take away from Stanley that. But you know, when you're talking about directors, you're talking about people, and Stanley was this sort of intellectual, rather detached from humanity. Lindsay was all human, and he could care less about the lights. I mean, who cares? I mean, it's a light, big deal. Stanley would obsess about lights from Germany being this, and the film stock, and then you go on, you know. But the thing about Lindsay was, you know, and he was very well prepared. You didn't do any really improvisation. All the work had been done on the script for years and years, honed it, and then, you know, he wanted a certain thing from me and a certain style of acting, which I was very happy to do. I didn't really dissect it, because I'm not a method actor in any way, shape, or form. I'm an instinctive actor. I don't do any research on parts. Who cares? Who cares what you had for breakfast? It's what's the scene about.
Okay.
You know, that's it. I mean, I know a lot of American actors, you know, if they're playing a doctor, they want to live at a hospital for 6 months. I mean, who the fuck? It's like...
Well, your movies are always you, and that's why people like you.
Well, I don't know about that. I would say that I'm not, but there are certain elements of me in everything, of course, but you are what you are.
But you're not one of these guys who disappears into a part, is what I'm saying.
I have done, but I'm not like Laurence Olivier, put on false nose, no. And what I love about it is I'm going to make the audience believe in what I'm doing, even if they know it's acting. And I want them to know I'm acting, but they're going to believe it anyway.
I'm thinking of Gangster #1 right now.
Yes.
Who's seen that?
Yes.
I don't want to focus the whole talk on the 1960s.
No, because but that is the bedrock of one's career. So you know.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about Stanley Kubrick. I know you had your.
No, let's talk about Gangster #1. It's a great movie.
All right. Where do you want to start?
Well, it's a very profanely written script. We didn't do any. For those that have seen, it's all. And don't be offended, but it's all and Cockney. You fucking cunt. You know, calling me a cunt, you fucking cunt.
You're doing Dudley Moore and Peter Cook right
Yeah, really. But it is all that. An amusing story. I had pages of fucking cunts, you know. So I learned it all, absolutely every dot, every hyphen. And we had this wonderful, and she was great, script girl. She was, in her late 50s, from Edinburgh. Wouldn't you believe it? And so I'd get in the middle of one of these rants. You calling me a cunt, you fucking cunt. Line. She went, you know very well what the line is, Malcolm. What's the line, Libby? You fucking cunt. Every day I got her to blaspheme like a trooper. It was hilarious. But you know, in England, by the way, the word cunt is an affectionate way of, you could say to your mate, hey, you old cunt.
That's how I take it.
Yeah. But in America, people go, oh, it's a word.
It's a much more casual word over there.
It is. But I don't want to offend anybody, but, you know, we're talking about the artistry of it, and the thing is, the guys that wrote this script wrote also the one with Ray Winstone. What's it called? You know?
44 Inch Chest.
No, that. Yes, they wrote that too. Okay. But the one before, the one with Bendy Gandy.
Oh, Sexy Beast.
Thank you. Oh, look at this. Amazing.
Yeah, I don't know what that's meant to be.
It's meant to be a piece of artistic
That's
something.
punishment of some sort.
Yeah, okay, well, let's really use it. Put that in there. I love it.
Somebody's going to get electrocuted.
No.